when I first got to Arizona 3 years ago, me and this guy built a golf cart and joyrided through Phoenix, and then went on the freeway and he wouldn't pull over, so we went on a high-speed chase, and I was like, pull over, like, oh my god, and the cop was like, what are you doing? But they were laughing, and I didn't follow up with probation, and so I asked what it would take to revoke it, and they said do a year in prison, and I did. For the next 2 years I've been here on the streets. It's been incredibly rough. It's been difficult.
If you want, you can.
I mean, it's probably not going to make a difference, but it might a little bit. Just
So how's your day going?
It's going. It's been a interesting morning. I just went to like a new area and I was all excited to be there, and then there was like 30 cops that showed up to clean up all the trays and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. So Nicole, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you, Nicole?
I'm 36 years old.
Right on. Nice to meet you. You're super nice. Like, I can tell right off the bat you're nice. So
I probably am like
Right on. Yeah, so before we started recording, you said that you're couch surfing right now?
I am couch surfing, yes.
How's that going for you?
It's uncomfortable. Some nights are, if I'm out here on the streets, it's freezing lately, so I've been battling a bug for like the past 2 months, and I can't get better because it's so cold. And I yelled at this guy at Circle K the other day for trying to steal a soda, and my voice just will not come back.
Oh man, sorry. As far as like growing up, how's your childhood?
It was wonderful. My mom and dad were great parents. I was the only child, so it was just the three of us. We had a pretty decent home, swimming pool, went camping, family friend dinners, all that stuff. When my dad, he was diagnosed with cancer, and when he started to get really sick, I started using Clear when I started using when I was like 28.
Okay. Takes you on a ride, huh?
Yeah, the first, you try it in high school and it's like, you're up for a few days, and then when you're doing it, it's, I was really paranoid. Like my first year, I remember always like peeking through the blinds and just doing the most. So, but now it's nothing to brag about. But when I do it, it makes me normal because I have like PTSD and some like weird stuff.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you messed with the G at school?
I'm just like once or twice.
Oh, okay.
No, I smoked weed in high school. Yeah, I don't smoke weed anymore.
Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, when I went to college, my major was administration of justice, so I studied criminal and civil law.
Okay.
For 3.5 years until I got my first DUI when I was 21, and then I dropped out of school because I couldn't. Between work, I was working full time. I couldn't balance it, and also when you get a DUI, it's really degrading. So it's humiliating because your privileges are taken away, your rights, and it's it's expensive and stuff.
Absolutely. I got one.
But I'm sorry.
No, you're straight. Go ahead.
I wanted to be a probation officer for juveniles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, I got my one and only DUI 21 days after my 21st birthday. I'll never
ironic.
forget it. Yeah. So after all that, how was life? What was life looking like?
After that, life was great. In my 20s were great. I was in a 7-year relationship with my ex Dylan, and we had 2 apartments. I had like a garden, and all of our friends would come over. We'd go out like farmers market every week, and I had a really great job at a hotel as a spa receptionist for like 4 years. So, and it was just beautiful. I'm from the wine country in Cali, so it's like lots of people traveling from all over the world to come to the wines, and so it was a great job, and yeah, just it was a great time in my life.
That's cool. I relate with you so much. I was a front desk agent for many years in
Yeah.
hotels, hospitality. So
Yeah, I mean it can be crazy. We would max out on like 125 treatments on Saturdays in the busy season, and then around Christmas we'd have like 4 treatments on the books, and we'd all be trying to go home early.
yeah,
Like, so,
man.
but yeah.
And as far as like homelessness, how long has that been part of your life, and when did that start?
Let's see.
Even though you're couch surfing, but
Yeah. Well, I did a year in prison actually here. When I first got to Arizona 3 years ago, me and this guy stole a golf cart and joyrided through Phoenix, and then went on the freeway and he wouldn't pull over, so we went on a high-speed chase, and I was like, pull
On the golf
over,
cart?
like, oh my god, and the cops was like, what are you doing? But they were laughing, but I ended up getting I didn't follow up with probation, and so
Sure.
I asked what it would take to revoke it, and they said do a year in prison, and I did.
Yeah.
And then for the next 2 years, I've been here on the streets,
Okay.
and it's been incredibly rough. It's been difficult.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, so that day you were on the golf cart. I imagine you got it from the golf course, and then, or was it like a driving range? Actually, no, they don't have them there. But so, got him at a golf cart, and then you guys just took off.
Yeah, there was a golf cart in his apartment complex parking lot with
Okay.
keys in it. It was just kind
Maybe
of a
maintenance
weird.
or security, something like that.
No,
And
sometimes
then
I think it's all orchestrated.
how long did that whole event take place? As soon as you guys took off to.
Probably like 2 or 3 hours. We went to like Jack in the Box, McDonald's. We were like, it was funny.
That's amazing. I've never heard a story like that. That's pretty amazing.
I like to do spontaneous things, but it's you can pay the price.
Yes, ma'am. And
So-
as far as that guy, is he still locked up? Have you seen him?
I have not. I saw him one time on the streets later. He looks like Papa Doc from 8 Mile,
Oh wow.
like the last rapper in the last battle.
Yeah.
And that's why I knew. I was like, "You're Papa Doc." But yeah,
And your ex, what's going on with him?
Dylan, I don't know.
Okay, just not sure. In prison, tell us about prison.
Oh my god, it's awful. It's like I cried every day, I think.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much just like looking forward to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And like I went from 103 to 130 in a good week. And so I felt unhealthy actually, and I read probably like 23 books. And I did a bunch of classes like domestic violence. I took a parenting class. I don't have kids.
Okay.
I did anything to keep busy, but it's awful. Your rights are taken away, and you're in a dungeon.
Yep. As soon as you hit Alhambra, that's when it gets real. I did 12 months in Douglas, and that was my first time down. And routine is huge, just like you're talking about programming.
Yeah.
Hit the yard at 5 or whatever, working out. I hear we don't have to get into politics if there is, but I hear that it's not really politics oriented in the women's prison. It's more like family oriented.
Yeah, I've heard the men's prison's very like divided. Like
Structured
you
like a
have to
mofo.
go like the blacks, the whites.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, the girls are all together like hooking up in the rooms and creepy stuff. Like I'm not. My last bunkie, she tried to do that with me, but everyone's pretty friendly in there.
Yeah.
For the most part, there's a few fights on the yard. They like would lock it down, but it was awful.
Do they have?
And I hate the color orange now.
Yeah. Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
On Netflix.
They make it look way better. I love Piper Chapman.
Yeah, me too. She's
She's the
beautiful.
shit.
She's so cool. She's so cool.
And Alex, yeah.
So, what would you say is keeping you out here?
I had a situation back home in Cali. That's why I left. Something happened with one of my exes. He ended up like filming a intimate moment and putting it out there, and it was broadcasted and on a pretty large scale, and then it changed my life forever. And then I ended up getting into a violent altercation with my mom one night while drinking too much wine. She called the cops. I went to jail for 4 months, and then I went to a rehab for 6 months, and then a sober living house, and did like, you know, 100 AA meetings, all that stuff. And I just realized when I was in the sober living house, I was just very unhappy because I wasn't being me. I was just trying to do it their way. And so I, you know, I had to go 3 meetings a week. I had a sponsor I had to meet with once a week, drug testing, probation, and then work. So I felt just kind of like a little bee, and like I just wasn't, you know, and I was isolating from everyone still, and I just one day I was paying $700 a month to have my own room because I really it's privacy is important to me, and they told me that I was isolating and they wanted me to move into a room with Nadine, and I took a moment and said, you know what, I'm leaving. And so I went on the run. I went to Oregon for a few weeks, and I hadn't relapsed yet, and then I came out here to Arizona and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And then I relapsed a few months later. It's like it became a game or something.
Yeah.
It's been really stressful out here.
What'd you relapse on?
G.
Okay. Sure.
And I do smoke blues. It's kind of like an allergy pill to me. It's like a medication. I do a few of them a day, but I will do as many as I can because it just is, I don't really get, it just kind of is like an anxiety reliever. Yeah.
Just gets you out of yourself.
Yeah. My heart is like broken, so it like takes that off.
Yeah, I hear you. The edge. Yeah. I hear it. Totally relate. I appreciate your honesty too. You're like a super friendly person. What's just a couple more questions. What's been like the scariest experience since you've been on the streets?
There was a few times where I woke up to somebody, you know, on top of me, and that was scary. It happened another time in a car, and I wasn't able to stop it. And then, and afterwards, he tried to give me $5, and I took it because I was so desperate for like food and my pill. So that was awful. And then there's been some violent men out here too, like, and I'm pretty small, you know, I'm like 5'3", and these guys are big dudes. And yeah, just sometimes it's just, I think the hardest part for me is on a daily basis. These guys, some of them are like joking around, they think it's funny, like, and I'm just trying to like, it's like they're not really homeless, and I really am, and it's just sucks.
Yeah.
I'm really ready for like this chapter to come to an end. I tried to get a job actually a while ago, and I was at Motel 6 with my friend, and for some reason he just like would not let me get there in the morning, and it was my first day, and he just like kept coming in the shower. I was showering at 5 a.m. He came in there like freaking 13 times until I'm crying, and like it was like he just made sure I just couldn't get there, you know.
Oh.
And I mean, I really could have done it, but he was just, the universe is an asshole to me.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's part of my French.
I totally get it. And with the person that you're staying with now, is that just somebody randomly met out here, or like a family friend or anything?
I met him out here. He's an older dude, and he's really nice and respectful, and you know, there's nights when I don't come back and stuff, and he doesn't really say anything, but yeah, it's nice to be able to go somewhere and just be able to like relax and feel safe.
Absolutely, in peace.
Watch TV, just be normal again. So that's what I would prefer every day for me. I would like to wake up to like my cup of coffee and probably still smoke a bowl of tea, but then I do like a yoga workout and, you know, make some jewelry or draw or whatever. I wish I could do those things.
Yeah, I got you. As far as like supporting your habit, how have you been maintaining that?
I'm not very good at it. Everyone always says like, what's your hustle? I'm like, I can't stand money, but I want it so bad because I want to get like clean clothes and makeup, and I'm not wearing any makeup, and I've always been a blonde, and I'm wearing a wig. I shaved my head a while back. So, yeah, being homeless it's rough out here. I steal my food. I got my food stamp card and somebody stole it after just 4 days. And so it's like, it's just things like that make it all the much harder.
Yeah, I got you. Do you miss living clean and sober? Do you miss that at all?
I probably gonna smoke G for the rest of my life because it makes me normal. But I notice that almost every single person I smoke with out here, they get weird.
Yeah, it affects everyone differently.
They get weird. They either like start to like, they're in setup mode, or like they get paranoid, and or just kind of like mean. And I'm always me when I'm on it. You know, it's weird. It's like when I'm sober, I'm actually is when I turn into that. I'll start crying and screaming, and I just, because I there's been a lot of things that have happened, and a lot of like confusion and things I never had closure with, and just like I'm angry at what the world did to me type of thing. So when there's no fog, I'm like I'm not okay.
Okay. And do you have contact with like any family at all?
I do not. I was talking to my mom when I was in prison. I have resentment towards her. I love her very much, but and it's probably something else, you know, that I don't know. It's that really sucks, because it's just I'm all she has, you know. My dad's gone, and so.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
but there's just some things that she'll never fess up to, and it matters that much to me.
Yeah.
She's my mama bear.
Sure, I got you. Yeah, I can tell you got a great heart. You're a super friendly person.
Excuse me.
Do you know where all the resources are in town? There's like a women's center.
I do. I've got a list of that stuff.
Okay, sweet. And last question, if any family or friends see this, do you want to say anything to them?
Miss you guys.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for sure.